Hi, lovelies. I'm Queen Lovely. Welcome back to my channel, Melanated Crowns. And shout out to the new community members. Make sure y'all are all welcoming. I don't refer to y'all as fans. I refer to y'all as supporters and community members. Do not be a fan of me. Be a fan of the man upstairs, okay? Because the rapture is coming. With all of this ghetto shit going on. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think about the topics that we're going to be talking about today. I'm wishing all of you an amazing, fantastic weekend. Some of y'all probably already started your weekend because I know it's Veterans Day weekend. So, just make sure you're being safe. Make sure you're using discernment. There's a lot of energy going on in the universe, and there's just a lot going on. So just make sure you're staying safe, okay? And let's get into our first topic. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Miss Lauren London, okay? Our Sagittarius sis. Sagittarius season is coming up, but I'm gonna let y'all Scorpios finish. I'm gonna let y'all finish being the bad guy. They need Scorpios. They need Scorpios so I can get on camera and make y'all the bad guy. But Sagittarius, it's so funny how that works, right? Because we have Virgo season, which is the earth sign, the virgin, real cool. Okay, Virgos, they're perfectionists, dot I's, cross T's, they the goats, Kobe, Michael, Beyonce. Then we head into Libra season, and Libra is like the pretty girl that's round the way, but she's real cool and relaxed. But if she wants to, she can really give it up, but she's still that girl. They like her, okay? Then we get into Scorpio season, and it starts to get real dark. I'm talking about goth. I'm talking about we're painting our nails black. I'm talking about I got on camera today with a hat in my true Scorpio fashion. Trust no one. Free state of mind. It's giving real Scorpio energy, but I'm cussing right now because I could feel the Sagittarius energy coming. So with the Scorpio, I'm giving y'all trust no one, but the Sagittarius, that's the free state of mind, okay? And then we go into Capricorn season. It just gets more grim and more grim. And then I feel like things start to turn a corner when Aquarius season comes. But Sagittarius season, in my opinion, is not really grim. It's not really grim at all. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Y'all probably like, she just went on a whole astrology rant. But yes, let's get into Lauren London because I came across a story today that I found really interesting. Lauren London shares that her healing journey just started. Okay, so she had to sit down exclusively with E News. She sat down with a few people because Lauren London actually has a Puma collaboration that dropped today on November 11th, 11/11, okay? And here's a snippet, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, okay? Recently in an interview, London went on to explain how that tragedy is something that will continue forever, meaning like, Nipsey transitioning in 2019 of March. When someone takes time to heal, it's not like a straight arrow. It goes up and down, and it's not easy for everyone. It's something that requires practice. She states it's definitely something I have to be extremely intentional about in practice. I used to always pray for understanding, and now it's the overstanding. It is the bird's eye view of it all, okay? She then went on to say, I hope that he would be proud of me, meaning Nipsey Hussle, that I am taking a chance on myself. Any and everything I do will always be attributed to him in my heart. So I wanted to talk about this because I noticed that the last time she really had a big interview and we really like she was trending was when she sat down with Angie Martinez. And a lot of people were like, I hope her legacy and her reputation doesn't become permanently tethered to not to Lauren London, to Nipsey Hussle. And this is what happens, when you're the girlfriend, wife, or significant other of a man who's very popular and he dies or goes to jail, like everything becomes about him. And here's the thing, she wants it to be that way. So I was just passing through to let the girls know. She said everything that she does moving forward as of right now, where she's at in her grief and healing and spiritual awakening process, right? Lauren London is a Taurus North Node, so she's literally going through her nodal return right now, and we're in eclipse season. So there's a lot of things going on with her emotionally, I can imagine. So, yeah, she wants to be tethered to him. I will say, and this is just my opinion, there is no right or wrong way to grieve. There is no right or wrong way to heal or move forward. I am very interested to see, let's say, a decade from now, if she will have the same perspective. Lauren London is still relatively young. She's 36. And in 10 years, her sons will be damn near grown because they're not that far in age. And I have a feeling in my gut that when people go through immense tragedies like that and they lose like the love of their life, their soulmate, their twin flame, and they say stuff like, I'm good on that, I've had it, that's completely understandable. I've never had that type of pure love in a romantic sense, but I can imagine and discern that when you experience something so real and genuine per your gauge and whatever barometer you're using, because it's all subjective, you're not interested in that. And she's healing. She's healing. So she's emotionally unavailable. And that's why I say, I don't know why I just get the number 10. I feel like I just have a feeling that, say, 10 years from now, I don't know why, but I keep seeing the number 43 in my head. That's not 10 years from now, but I don't know. I just feel like when she's in her 40s, when she least expected, she's probably not going to be actively looking for love, but it's going to come to her doorstep. And I really am going to be interested to see if that changes how she speaks about Nipsey, because when they was together, it was a lot of rumors surrounding them. I'm not going to repeat them because I'm going to keep it positive, but there was a lot of rumors. There was a lot of rumors, and they would break up and get back together. But you know how it goes when people die, whatever. And this is not towards her. She can memorialize him in any way she wants, but that will be interesting to see further down the line. Like I say, 7 to 10 years. I don't know why I get that number, but 7 to 10 years. And I'm not saying she's going to be looking for love, but I could just see love finding her on her doorstep. So I just wanted to, share that with y'all. There was something else. Now, a lot of y'all may not agree with me. Actually, I'll leave the Meg Thee Stallion part for the end. Let me talk about Tia, Mowry, and Cory Hardrict real quick. Now, from day one, when she announced her divorce, there was 2 narratives going around, okay? He cheated, or she got tired of being the breadwinner. Now, I didn't agree with that because, like I said, and y'all could, for those of you that's new here, you could go and check out my latest video that I did on that. Type in Tia and Cory and Melanated Crowns, and it should come up. It's actually called People Are Always Waiting on Your Downfall. I didn't like how Tia and Cory had been the pinnacle of like Black love and being unproblematic, and I loved them. And the minute she filed for divorce, all of a sudden here came all of these other negative opinions that painted their marriage and him in a negative light. Because my thing is, if y'all always felt that way or y'all always suspected that, then why would you gas them up? And this is just another friendly weekly, daily reminder. People are full of shit and people are always waiting on your downfall. There's a lot of people that's unhappy, and a lot of people who are unhappy and are unable and or unwilling to do something about it. They typically don't have the emotional bandwidth, intelligence, or wherewithal within to, go out of their way to be like, okay, I'm going to be supportive. I'm going to be happy because I know that I can recreate that or create that in my life and not be a hater. Most people go to the default setting, which is I'm going to hate, I'm going to wish bad, I'm going to prey on this person's downfall. And that's why you see such a big hoorah now that they're getting a divorce, because people been feeling away. So Tamara was being, Tia was being messy because there was like this whole meme going around when you live with someone who's toxic and they refuse to contribute in any way. And she had left like the eye emojis under it. I'm sorry, I see something popping up on my laptop. She had left the eye emojis under it, and it got people's wills suspended. People was like, okay, so maybe she really was the breadwinner. Maybe this really is why they decided to get a divorce. The problem that I have with this is, Tia, I'm going to hold you accountable. If it was a case where Cory was a bum who came up on your dime, in my opinion, that's your personal decision. That's your personal decision. I remember when she was on the red carpet and people was like, "You're glowing. What is it?" And she was like, "It's self-love, learning to love myself. I'm in my 40s and I'm just learning how to set boundaries with people." I appreciate you for being honest. I sincerely applaud you and will continue to cheer you on from the sideline, because to be in your 40s and have enough courage to not only admit it to yourself, but admit it out loud, and in tandem be working to learn how to set those boundaries. I really do give you a round of applause, because a lot of people at that age, they're already fixed and stuck in their ways. But when you are determined to be happy and you are determined to be your best self, it's never too late to course correct. It's never too late to bust a 180. It's never too late to pivot. And I really appreciate that about her. In addition to that, and I get it, she's grieving. When you go through a divorce, it is like a death. I just feel like stick to what you led with. I love him. We talk every day. I tell him I love him every day. We talk every day. We're fine. We're co-parenting. You're under his photo. I love you. But then you're turning around and you're posting and dropping emojis that contradict the first narrative. So I don't really agree with that, but I also understand that this is your grief process from your divorce. And I'll be honest, maybe I'm being a bit subjective and biased, because part of me is holding out hope that they'll work it out. But if he really was allegedly narcissistic and y'all was having these financial problems where you felt like you was being a breadwinner, and you like, girl, do what you got to do, but just like, you see how I'm talking about it because you gave me something to talk about. So that's just what I'm getting at. Like, it's almost like she doesn't want to look like the villain and come out and be like, well, he's this, that, and the third. And I'm intuitively hearing this as I say this. You didn't lead with the negatives of why you filed for divorce because you knew it would reflect back on you. That's what it is, Tia. That's why you didn't lead with that. That's why because if you think about it, yeah, the internet will be on her side, but she has to be confident enough to not feel that shame and that guilt that comes with recognizing in front of everyone, I did allow this. I did create a space for him to feel like he could munch off of me. He could treat me like this. And I think that's what it is. I feel like Tia will get to a space where she tells us everything, but she's grieving and going through this transition with us, in front of us. So we're getting it raw. Because I'm hearing like spirit is checking me. That's what's going on. I'm getting it in real time. So that's what it is. Because grief is like that. Yeah, some days it's like, oh yeah, I told him I love him. And the next day you think about, this narcissistic motherfucker was living off of me, eating my goddamn fruit roll-ups. Nah. Okay, that's a personal story. I will talk about that another time. But y'all get the point. So, okay, I guess that's what it is. Y'all know I love the Mowry twins down, but when I seen it, I'm like, Tia, what's the tea? Then you posting the game clip where I'm dancing and emphasizing. Girl, okay. Okay, Melanie Barnett. Okay, med school. All right. Where we at with it? 13 minutes. All right, Meg the Stallion. Okay, a lot of y'all are probably not gonna like my opinions about this, which I usually don't, but it is what it is. I feel how I feel. Megan the Stallion receives open letter of support from Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Marc Lamont Hill, Tamika D. Mallory, and other influential leaders in the efforts to announce violence against women. Okay. Do I want to read this? I'll read it. Let's do this. Let's do it. Okay. You are larger than life in many ways. Your name is in lights, your face on billboards, your songs in the history books, and this is still just the beginning of your story. In a very short amount of time, you've achieved success probably beyond your wildest dreams, and it seems that each day brings a new announcement about something amazing you've done or are preparing to do. Women all over the world consider you an inspiration, in part because you make them feel good about themselves, You are a special kind of talent and a special kind of person. The place you hold in your fans' heart is a testament to that. As you've risen to the top, you've also had to endure a lot of obstacles along the way. In the face of triumph and tragedy, unlike you, always keep your head held high. Maintain your poise and push forward. However, while so many of us celebrate you for your strength and perseverance, it must be said that you have been treated in ways that no young woman, no person at all should be treated. Okay. Oops, excuse me. I hit the wrong thing. As you risen to the top, you also had to endure a lot of obstacles along the way. In the face of triumph and tragedy alike, you always keep. Oh, did I already read that? Oh, they're saying the same thing again. Okay, whoever wrote this speech, get some new lines. Okay, so they say the same thing again, like maintaining your poise. However, she said, oh, this is the shade room fucking it up. Okay, y'all put the same paragraph on the next page. I'm like, am I tripping? It must be said that our culture has failed you. First of all, I feel hot. This weather is like really something. I feel so fucking hot. Jesus. Okay, it must be said that our culture has failed you. One of the most brightly shining daughters. In July of 2020, you experienced a violation of the highest order at the hands of someone whom you considered a friend. Since then, you had to endure public harassment and taunting, not only from the person, but from others choosing to stand with him. Bloggers have circulated rumors and excitedly reported on the most traumatic experience. Now, this is the thing that gets me. The Neighborhood Talk, the Shade Room, the Jasmine Brand, all of these blogs have circulated these rumors. And I lied. I don't want to read because this is a very long letter and I don't want to read it. I just wanted to read it out loud so y'all can see where I'm coming from, because I know a lot of y'all are not going to go and read it, but y'all also know I do not lie. So I will paraphrase, okay? And I apologize for all that riffraff just now. What I did not like about this letter and the things that they said is that, and I think you have people who don't like Meg, so they're not going to believe her out of spite. You have people that do like Meg, so they're not going to believe Tory out of spite. We're going to take those people off the table. I'm talking to the people like me who don't really have a dog in this fight, and you're just merely somebody on the sidelines watching this. You ain't asked for it. It came up in your algorithm and you have an opinion and you have freedom of speech. This is my final opinion on this matter before they go to court, hopefully before the close of this calendar year, 2022, because I think they should be in court next month. I never felt like Megan did not get shot. I never felt like Megan did not get hurt. I've always felt like the way in which, at least I don't think I felt that way. Y'all could correct me below because this has been going on for like 2 fucking years now. I always felt like the way in which she conveyed the events, they were contradictory to several other times that she had conveyed the events. Meaning she spoke about it on several different occasions in several different formats, from written interviews to sit down interviews to her going on her IG live to her going on her Twitter. And each time, credible people such as a DJ Academics, and I know they got into it, but one thing we're not going to do is play with DJ Academics and his journalistic integrity when it comes to hip hop and pop culture, but especially hip hop, okay? They would do breakdowns. Impressive did a breakdown when she went on the Gayle King, situation. And there would be clear contradictions. If you have the gift of discernment, or you just can look at somebody's body language and tell, you can tell that there were several times that she has lied. So the fact that you don't remember or you're twisting facts, that already lends to a shaky platform when it comes to people believing you. You understand what I'm saying? The way I found out was through Tasha K. She said Tory Lanez shot you in the foot. I'm thinking Tasha K is just being her regular crazy self and talking shit and trying to be funny, and come to find out she was dead ass. But there's other factors, like why did Kylie Jenner unfollow you, and why did she and Kris Jenner help to get Tory Lanez a lawyer? being that the situation started at their house where you was pissy drunk on that live. And this is not me coming at Meg or coming down on her. Okay, you a young girl in your 20s. You had several losses back to back major, your grandmother and your mother. You're trying to finish your degree and you're thrown into fame. That's enough to make anybody act out in a certain way. And that's why I never understood, why didn't Rock Nation go with the narrative of, okay, we just gonna say your mama died. It's the pandemic. You know, you seeking intimacy and companionship, and in the midst of getting drunk, da 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 da, and we'll send you to rehab or whatever they do. I just don't understand. But then when you factor in the other element of Tory Lanez recently going independent, and we know they hate to see Black people, especially a Black man, go independent and begin to build something outside of the cliche and the hierarchy. That's why. What happened with you and Kelsey? I have to be organic and authentic to what Aaliyah Queen Lovely thinks. And if I'm incorrect, I have no problem with coming on here and saying, you know what, I was wrong. I misread that situation. It's not that deep. I'm always for making it right, not being right. It's really not that deep. I've never cut the girl down. I've never went in on her. I do feel like she lies a lot. I find it interesting that when it's convenient, she'll come and defend certain things. But when the Asian doll and JT situation happened, crickets. When the Little Kim situation happened and she sampled your song and they took it down, crickets. Even Zachary Campbell, who was just at the Wearable Art Gala, but Beyonce did a video and said that in the circles that he runs in the industry, they say that you phony. So everybody's not lying on you. What's happening is you just so happen to be signed to a management by somebody who's like the king of music and don't shit move unless he says it. And you're a product to him. You're a business investment. And as he should, as a businessman, as a billionaire, he's going to do everything and exhaust every option to make sure you land on your feet so he can stay on his feet. That's how business works. That's how business works. So that's just how I feel about that. I find it interesting that y'all write this public letter to her, and I really just think they doing that because of what Drake did. You understand, with the whole thing. But you have a young girl who's 18 who just escaped from some facility, a woman's shelter, because she killed her captive who sex trafficked her at 15, and they're making her pay $150,000 in restitution, putting an ankle bracelet on, and she has to abide by these rules for 5 years straight with probation and all types of shit. And because that's triggering her trauma, because she's feeling closed in and captive, and it may not even be a safe space, she cuts the shit off and runs away. Now they found her, and her old math teacher started a GoFundMe that raised, I think, close to $500,000 so that she can have the restitution paid and then still have a cushion to get back on her feet. But fucking write a letter to her. And then had the nerve to say, despite your fame and despite your wealth or the money, it still doesn't absolve you from being a victim of violence. And it still doesn't absolve you from not being safe. But Megan could have been safe. She, and I'm not judging her, but I'm just stating the facts. When she was running around with Moneybag Yo, who pulled off Ari's wig in the parking lot, that's an unsafe situation. But she didn't care because it was a look. When she was running around with the baby who don't respect women and fucking gunning people down at Walmart, that's an unsafe situation. Most of them niggas in that industry is unsafe and toxic, and she didn't care until, as most of us, right? That's how most of us learn, and that's how most of us develop compassion and empathy. The roles have to be reversed, and we have to go from the student to the teacher, from the teacher to the student, to understand and have empathy and compassion. But it's just it's not the fact that they wrote the letter. If y'all really want to write the letter. But it's just the stuff that y'all put in the letter. She was hopping online with her friends, bullying Kelsey. There's a bunch of rumors, allegedly, that she gets viciously and violently drunk. At least back then. I don't know what she does now because I don't really hear too much. So I just, wrong is wrong and right is right. She was definitely hurt, but I think where y'all went wrong was trying to paint her as innocent when she constantly contradicts it. I could see if she's like a Janae Eichel where we don't see or hear shit, and then she pop up hurt, and then while the trial and everything is going on, she's laying low and people are fucking with her. That's different. Or anybody for that matter. Nikki, Remy Ma. Remy Ma probably be doing this. No, Aaliyah, stop it. That's not nice. Okay, but y'all get the point. It could be anybody. But because of the way she has behaved and moved during this process of this case, that is where the doubt came in. Yes, you had people who weren't taking it serious and calling her liar. Again, those people are off the table. I'm talking about people like me that don't mean the girl no harm. We don't have a dog in the fight. There's nothing to gain by being correct. We are just looking at the facts. You said you got shot in both feet. I only seen 1 foot damaged, and it looked like the bullet ricocheted and grazed you. That's my opinion. You were hurt. I believe you. It was by Tory. That's still a little sketchy because it could have been Tory, but did he intentionally draw and point it at your foot? Or was there some commotion going on and the gun went off? That makes more sense to me. Till this day, I haven't seen 2 of her feet side by side bandaged and damaged. I only seen one, and a week after the incident or 2 weeks, you was in Atlanta with Lala Anthony in the club. They had the video and your foot was wrapped and you was in some flip-flops. I'm just saying, it irritates me because it's like you get mad that people like myself have these opinions, but we have substantial video evidence of her saying things and doing things that supports our opinions and interpretations and perceptions of this information. I can't wait till they get to court. Like I said, I have no problem coming on here and be like, oh, okay, I was wrong. But based off of how she's been moving in the information, who knows? Like, it's up in the air. And I think Kelsey is going to be the missing piece that really brings this full circle, and I cannot wait. But that letter had just irritated the fuck out of me because it's like multiple truths could coexist. It's amazing to see a young Black woman get her degree, get all of these accolades and accomplishments in the entertainment industry while simultaneously grieving. It's beautiful. In addition to that, Megan also acts like an asshole. And when people tell you who they are, believe them. She called herself the Black Regina George. And what exactly was Regina George? With smile on your face, real charming, but extremely narcissistic. That mean girl shit, that covert narcissistic shit. You don't take no accountability for anything that you're doing. It's always everyone's fault and you always reside to the victim. Covert narcissist. Mean girl. And it just is what it is. And I'm not moving off of it and I'm not budging off of it until her behavior and how she presents herself tells me otherwise. I think a lot of this has to do with her being young. I think a lot of this has to do with her being misguided. And most importantly, she's grieving. But like I always say, when you don't take the adequate steps to get you some intervention, that's a choice. You're making a choice. So you got to take everything that comes with that choice. And it just is what it is. You either pay in the front or pay in the back. So that's it. I ain't got no more to say about it. Y'all have a great weekend. Happy Veterans Day to all of you that served. And yeah, bye.